the Nintendo Switch 2 is finally here. Well, not quite. We about 2 months out, but needless to say, we had the big Nintendo Direct that happened just the other day, and I did a live reaction. I actually streamed it on my channel, so if you haven't seen it, you can go on the channel, check it out under the live section. Needless to say, we had a couple days let it set in, and it took the internet over, and it's been on fire. We allowed a little bit of time for it to marinate, to think about everything, put everything in perspective, and I want to give my thoughts on it, them posting on the Nintendo Switch 2 website, the pricing, and also the pre-order date. Let's run down all of these details. All right, so we got a release date of June 5th, 2025. The pre-orders will go live on April the 9th, which is next Wednesday. Log on to Amazon, Best Buy, Target, Walmart, wherever, GameStop, wherever your favorite location, wherever you choose, and get your pre-orders in. And I would imagine each merchant and vendor is going to have a different price of what they want to put down. I believe GameStop is going to be probably around between $50 to $100 or whatever the case may be, but I would definitely recommend it because I definitely see it sell out. It's only going to be a certain amount of consoles available, just like the last one. I think this is a tactic that Nintendo does all the time. They undership. So if you are looking to pick it up day one, you want to get to your store kind of early and make sure you secure your pre-order. The prices, that's been a big deal for people. So you can pick your Switch 2 up for $449, or you can get it bundled with Mario Kart World for $499. And people saying to drop the price, all this stuff. You got to think they got all kind of tariffs and taxes and stuff, and then they had to spend more money creating this console. So to me, it's not a big deal. I was kind of expecting like between $400 and $450. Needless to say, to me, it's not a harsh price. People complaining and all that. If you bought a PS5 like I did, you spent easily $500. $450 is the price. Now let's go through some of the specs. In handheld mode, we now have a 1080p LCD screen. I think that's a little bit of going backwards, but I imagine at some point it's going to be an OLED version coming out that may go up. That'll probably be at a price point of $500. But needless to say, 1080p in handheld, which is a step up from the 720p that we have on the original Switch. And we will be getting 4K in dock mode, as well as HDR and 120 frames per second. Of course, that is with certain games, you may not get that. Hell, there's a lot of PS5 games that don't consistently get 120 frames per second, and it's not because I'm biased to Nintendo. This is just all facts. People relax. 1080p handheld is a step up, regardless of what anybody says. They also added a C button, which that was kind of leaked a couple weeks ago. That C button is going to be for the game chat, which is pretty cool. It's a nice little add-on. You know, Nintendo's really big on couch co-op, so they wanted to kind of give you a couch co-op element. And then they also created a what they call the Nintendo Switch 2 camera, which is going to be for $50, where you can actually share your screen and you can video chat with your friends or whoever's in your party. Pretty cool feature. I'm hoping that will lead to being able to stream directly from the console, which I think will be fantastic for streamers and content creators. So hopefully that is on the horizon, and maybe like a patch or something add on if it's not there right away. We got a 7.9 inch screen compared to the 6.2 inch screen, so that's a big screen. I can't remember what the specs are on the Steam Deck, but it seems like it's pretty close to that. And from what you can see from the trailers and stuff like that, when everybody's holding in their hands, you can kind of see it's a nice size. Step up from that as well. The dock has a built-in cooling fan, which is great to kind of keep the system performing, keeping it cool. We have an improved wider kickstand, which was a big deal because, you know, the original one was really small. A lot of people broke their original kickstand. Then they came out with the OLED with the wider kickstand, and then they expanded on that even more with the Switch 2. So that's a good thing. The grips seem to be improved, look like it's more rounded, fit in your hand a lot better. So it's pretty cool. The Joy-Con 2s, they're magnetic, 2 magnets that are attached to the body of the Switch 2. Joy-Con 2s, there are also bigger ZL and ZR buttons. There's also a mouse function where you can use the Joy-Cons as a mouse function. They're going to be adding that in with some of the games. So that's actually a pretty cool, innovative thing that they added on to, and especially using that for first-person shooters, that is going to be absolutely incredible. So shout out to Nintendo for being innovative. I'm telling you, that's going to pay dividends for sure. They also are introducing a new Pro controller, and that's going to be $70, and it looks very similar to the first Switch model's Pro controller, which was a fantastic controller, one of my favorite controllers, if not my favorite and the most comfortable. So that's a good thing. The internal storage, we're getting a huge bump up. It's like 8 times the storage of the original Switch. We're going up to 256 gigs internally, and you can expand on that using the micro SD express cards, which is going to be faster loading and transferring data. It's going to be 3D sound added to it, which is great. You got game share option, which one person can have the game and they can share it, I believe up to 4 or 5 people with just the one game, as long as they have the console. So that's excellent to be able to do that. That's awesome, especially if, obviously, if your friends don't have it, you could just pop it in and hop online and share that. I believe you have to have a Nintendo Switch Online account to do that. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe so. And of course, we got the backwards compatibility. Of course, they're saying some games won't be backwards compatible with exact same size game card as the original Switch. Another part of the controversy, the virtual game cards, right? Everybody is making a big deal out of this. Oh, all the games not gonna. It specifically said some. I believe these virtual game cards are basically replacing those code in the box games. Those code in the box things were created for collectors like me and you, for people that want to feel like they have a physical version, even though it's just a case. But even still, even though it's a digital code, you got the case on the shelf. That's what it was. But I believe these virtual game packs is to eliminate the code in the box and still kind of give physical feel to what you have in your collection. That is what that's for. That is not every single game. So people, please calm down. Please listen to details. People jumping off the roof with these things. Like, you gotta pay attention to details. It's insane. All over social media, that's all you're seeing. And even if it is the case, there are games now on the Switch, everything's not there. But the good thing about it is you can download it, and once you download it, it's there. But that's just where we're going, people. Like, it's no way around it. There's no way around it. And I feel like a lot of people outside of diehard Nintendo fans, the diehard Nintendo Switch fans or Nintendo fans, are not really making a fuss about it. We're not making a fuss about it. And for sure, if you're a PlayStation Xbox owner and you have those games and those consoles, you should not be complaining about any of this, because we all know those discs don't have the full game, and it's been like that for years. Relax. Like, that's just what it is. It's only gonna continue to go more digital. That's just what it is. We just gotta face the facts. There's no point in trying to give Nintendo a hard time about something that's been going on for years. Chill out. Then they got the upgrade packs where they are going to have Nintendo Switch 2 versions of certain games. Most notably, we got the Breath of the Wild, Metroid Prime 4, as well as Mario Party Jamboree and Tears of the Kingdom are going to be getting Nintendo Switch 2 versions. So if you haven't played it, if you want, buy the upgrade pack or buy the Nintendo Switch 2 version of those games. Play it where it's better graphics. It takes advantage of the hardware that is a lot better to play. So if you haven't played it like myself or finished it, that would be the ideal definitive way to play it. Also, they announced that this is going to be a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive for the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pass holders. The GameCube is coming to Nintendo Switch Online, and they are also releasing a GameCube wireless controller for the Switch 2, which is fantastic. Like, great job by Nintendo, great marketing. They gave us a lot. It was over our presentation. It was a whole lot. They are doing a Nintendo Direct for Mario Kart World on April the 17th, where they're going into more detail about Mario Kart World. And this is perfect time to segue into some of the games. Obviously, Mario Kart World is going to be released on launch day. You see a price, a MSRP of $80 that people losing their minds about, but PS5 games are literally $70. And of course, you got people, oh, well, it's PS5. Well, okay, so what? Tears of the Kingdom, $70 right now. What's the big deal? Like, people just need to calm down. It's not a big deal. Donkey Kong Bonanza, brand new 3D Donkey Kong game, coming out July 17th, so about a little over a month after the release. Metroid Prime 4, Kirby Air Riders is coming out, which is a sequel to the GameCube game. A lot of people are excited about that. We got Dragon Drive, which is a pretty cool concept from what they showed on the presentation. where you can play basketball. You're using the Joy-Cons. It looks like it's a cool concept. That's going to be coming out as well. Then you got this game called the Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. You will utilize the mouse function of the Joy-Con. It's like you're inside of the Switch. The crazy thing is that's a game for sale. I believe there's a ton of mini games in there too. But I mean, that's kind of crazy that they made that a game and charging for it. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to be full price. If it is, it's got to include some stuff. But from what I can see so far, they do have mini games. So also there's the Dust Bloods. That is an awesome game. That reminds me of like Bloodborne, and I believe that's a Nintendo title. That's coming out in 2026. Then we got a ton of third-party titles that got me excited. So Nintendo hit a lot of stuff, but let's run through them real quick. Hades 2, Borderlands 4, Split Fiction, Cyberpunk 2077, Street Fighter 6, Final Fantasy 7 Integrate, Tony Hawk 3 and 4, Bravely Default. This is the Flying Fairy HD remaster. Hogwarts Legacy, Sid Meier's Civilization 7, Elden Ring Tarnished Edition, Enter the Gungeon, Yakuza 0 Director's Cut, Project 007, World of Assassination Signature Edition, Star Wars Outlaws, Damon and Machina, Survival Kids, Deltarune, Star Seeker. So that's a ton of games. They also announced that Madden is going to be coming back onto Nintendo console. Earlier in the year, they already confirmed that Call of Duty will be coming to the Switch as well. Another thing, the $80 price points on the games, that's been a big deal. People losing their minds about it. But my overall thoughts on this presentation, it was fantastic, with the exception of the stream kind of messing up, but it didn't really take away. It kind of did for me, because I was hoping Final Fantasy 7 was making its way, the remake was making its way to the Switch 2, and it was like right at that moment, like I could hear the music, but the stream was like behind. So that's the only thing for it. Regardless, we're getting it. Also, just the fact that Call of Duty Madden's coming back, of course we're not big sports fans, but the fact you can play Madden on the go is going to be phenomenal. I'm all for that. I'm all on board for it. Like I said, the pricing is not a huge deal. People losing their freaking minds. Like, calm down. Everything has inflation. There's more tariffs and stuff like that. Like, freaking relax, man. And also too, you got a choice. If you don't want, don't spend the money. It's that simple. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Nobody's saying that you can't buy it. Like, I'm not sure what people expected. Damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? Nintendo has pretty much answered the call that everybody made their complaints about the Switch. Bigger screen, 4K capabilities, upgraded storage. All of these things are things that people complained about. They have made the improvements. And of course, with that, development, it costs money. So I don't understand why people give these companies so much grief. They give them so much grief. Oh man, that's crazy. The PS5 was $500 and it's only going to go up. It's what it is. That's the price of inflation. And then for veteran players, especially veteran collectors, they have been posting online showing that games were $80 and $90 back in the 90s, which, if you think about that now, that's probably, you think about inflation, that's probably like double. I'd imagine it's probably like $180 for the price now. So it's really not a big change. They're just saying that because Nintendo's prices have been there. But you also got to remember, we are 5 years into this next generation of consoles, and Nintendo's just now doing it. So if they had to drop with the PS5 and the Series X, the prices would have been the same. Will we have those same complaints now? Probably not. I seriously doubt. And I think that's why they're giving it so much grief and complaining about the prices and these game packs. Pay attention to detail. People, relax. Pay attention to detail. This is not the same for these virtual game cards. They're not going to be the case for all Switch 2 titles. It's only some, which again, we have some of that stuff already. So I don't understand why it's such a big deal. And eventually, whether we like it or not, I'm not a fan of it, but it's going to be digital at some point. It just is what it is, people. That's where this entire industry is going. They've been enforcing it over the past few years, and that's where we're going. Don't get so upset with something that's already been in the process. And really, at the time when it started, Nintendo had absolutely nothing to do with that. But they want to ream Nintendo. But I think Nintendo did a fantastic job. The rollout, the presentation, and a lot of stuff that they have going. I think it was a good idea for them to drive traffic to the Nintendo Switch 2 website which is where they put the price up and the pre-order dates and stuff like that. That was smart marketing on their part. It got a ton of stuff coming. It's not just a few games coming out that'll be available at launch. You got a lot of stuff coming, and it's coming fast. It's a ton of games, excellent games. It's exciting watching it in real time, and it's exciting leading up to the pre-orders and leading up, of course, to the launch. I have heard that it's going to be a midnight release for Best Buy, but we just got to wait and see. I'd imagine it's going to be a midnight release. I have no complaints about it. I think it's amazing. I feel like they hit all the marks that we needed to hit. The only thing that I'm hoping is the streaming straight from the console capabilities. It seems like everything is there. So I'm just hoping it's not one of those things like with the first Switch, the Bluetooth option and all that stuff was there, and all these things were created third party do Bluetooth, and then they send out a patch and it's there. So it's already there. For people who don't have strong enough computers to stream, that takes away the cost of doing things like that, and it'd be fantastic, especially if it's me, for content creators. If we want to get footage or we just want to stream, we just hit that, link it to our accounts, and boom, off to the races. But other than that, that's the only complaint that I would have, if I would even call it a complaint. I'm totally okay with everything. I'm okay with the price point. I was thinking it'd be like 400, but 450 is not bad. I want to know you guys' thoughts on this presentation. What do you think about the presentation as a whole? What do you think about Switch 2 as a whole? Is it a day one buy for you? Are you gonna wait a little while? What are your thoughts on it? What do you think about Nintendo's rollout with this? Do you think, are they releasing it too soon? Do you think it's right on time? Let's have the conversation down in the comment section. It's your boy, the Video Game Voter, signing off. Thank you for watching. Follow me on all social media platforms at VideoGameVotary.